Hello children, in previous lectures you learnt about reflection of light. Today I will be discussing about refraction of light. So let us understand the meaning of refraction. What is refraction? So you see, when light travels through a medium, it has uniform speed. Because you learnt that light propagates along a straight line. Newton performed an experiment, and on that basis he told about rectilinear propagation of light, that light travels along a straight line. So if it is moving, it is passing through a medium, its speed is uniform. Whenever you will be in the higher classes, you learnt that speed of light or speed of a wave, because light is also a wave, changes with the change in the medium. And how will it depend upon the nature of the medium, density of the medium? That will be discussed in the higher classes. Here you just have to understand that the speed of light changes with the medium. And it has been observed that when a ray of light, suppose this is the interface separating two media, in this medium speed of light is c1 and in this medium speed of light is c2, and this c2 is less than c1, means the speed of light in this side of the interface is more than that in this side of the interface. So when a ray of light is incident at the interface, and this is not a reflecting surface, this is a transparent surface, so light must be enter in this medium. This is the point of incidence and this is the normal at the point of incidence. So it has been observed that the light doesn't propagate along the straight line. It changes its path. It changes its path. Means it should go along this line, but it doesn't go along that. It changes its path. It deviates from its path. And this is the angle of deviation, delta. So the phenomenon of deviation of light from its actual path at the interface, where it changes its medium, means where it enters from one medium to the other medium, is called refraction of light. Have you understand? Refraction of light is the phenomenon of deviation of ray of light from its path when it enters from one medium to the other medium, is called refraction of light. This is the angle of incidence. Angle of incidence, AO, OA dash. Angle of incidence means the angle between the incident ray and the normal, as you learnt in case of the reflection. And this is called angle of refraction, that is angle between the refracted ray and the normal. You learnt about angle of reflection in the topic reflection, that was the angle between the reflected ray and the normal. Here the ray is called refracted ray, so the angle between the refracted ray and the normal is called angle of refraction. Here you have observed that light has bent towards the normal. Light has bent towards the normal, means the angle of refraction is less than the angle of incidence. What was in case of reflection? Angle of incidence was equal to angle of reflection, and here during refraction angle of refraction is less than angle of incidence. Now a question can be raised in your mind. You can think, here angle of refraction is less than angle of incidence. Is it possible to have angle of refraction greater than angle of incidence? Yes, you can have angle of refraction greater than angle of incidence. Suppose there is another ray of light. This is another ray of light incident from this side. It goes away from the normal. So this is angle of incidence here, I dash. and this is angle of refraction here, R dash. You can see that R dash is greater than I dash. R dash is greater than I dash. Here you have seen R is less than I. What does it mean? It means that if a ray of light undergoes refraction, angle of refraction can be less than angle of incidence, angle of refraction can be more than angle of incidence, and if angle of incidence, angle of refraction becomes equal, then this phenomenon is not said to be refraction of light. It will just only be passing from one medium to the other medium along the normal. You see how? Suppose a ray of light is incident along the normal, then there will be no deviation in the path. There will be no deviation in the path. Whatever be the media at the two sides of the interface. So if a ray of light is incident along the normal, refraction doesn't take place. Have you understand? Okay. Now see, a speed of light is more in this medium and the speed of light is less in this medium. So when a ray of light is incident from rarer to the denser medium, it bends towards the normal. And when a ray of light is incident from denser to the rarer medium, it goes away from the normal. Now denser, rarer means density of the medium. This density, whatever we are talking here, is somehow different from the density of the material. Density of material, you know, is the ratio of mass of the material to the volume of the material. If you have taken a specimen, means suppose you have a body made of iron and its mass is 5 kg, its volume is given, suppose the volume is 0.5 cubic meter. So what will be the density? Its density will be 5 by 0.5, means 10 kg per cubic meter. Its density will be. But this density is somehow different from that, and this is called optical density. Now you can ask, how can we measure optical density of the medium? So you cannot measure the absolute optical density of a medium. You can measure the absolute density of a body, but that density is material density. You cannot measure absolute optical density. Then you will ask that how can we understand that which medium is denser, which medium is rarer? So you can know, you can have the information about the optically rarer and optically denser medium only if you have two different media in front of you. Means it can be compared. You can only say that a medium is comparatively rarer than the other medium, or a medium is comparatively denser than the other medium, but you cannot calculate optical density. Now you can ask, how can we define the absolute optical density? You cannot define, but you can define it in terms of refractive index. You can define it in terms of speed of light in that medium. So let us know how can we decide the optical density of two media. So optical density here, optical density. Suppose you have two media. So if C1 and C2 be the speeds of light in two different media, then for C1 greater than C2. Medium 1 is said to be rarer than medium 2. You see, you have C1 a speed of light in a medium and C2 a speed of light in the other medium, and C1 is greater than C2. Then first medium is supposed to be rarer than the second medium. What does it mean? It means the medium in which a speed of light is less in comparison to that in the other medium is said to be denser, and the medium in which a speed of light is more in comparison to the other medium is said to be rarer. So here for C1 less than C2, medium 1 is said to be denser than medium 2. So you understand about the rarer and denser medium in context with the speed of light in the two media. After then, there is another ratio that is called refractive index, that also helps us to compare the optical density of two different media. So let us understand that optical density in terms of refractive index. Now refractive index. You see refractive index. Refractive index is the property of an optical medium which defines the degree of deviation, which informs us that by how much degree, by how much amount the ray of light will deviate from its actual path. Means this angle of deviation depends upon a property of the medium. That property is called refractive index. You can also understand refractive index as it is the property of a medium, it is the characteristics of a medium which becomes effective, which affects the propagation of light through that medium. Means if light propagates through a medium, it gets affected by refractive index of the medium. So have you understand? Now you can ask, how can we measure the refractive index of a medium? So refractive index of a medium is defined as speed of light in vacuum to that in the medium. Means refractive index of a medium is ratio of speed of light in vacuum to the speed of light in that medium, means C by Cm. This is also called absolute refractive index. Absolute refractive index. You already know that speed of light is always greater than that in the other. Speed of light in vacuum is always greater than that in the other medium. That is, C is greater than Cm. Therefore, this mu is always greater than 1. And if it is vacuum, then Cm will be equal to C and refractive index will be 1. Means refractive index of vacuum is 1 and refractive index is always greater than 1 for the medium. Even for air it is 1.003. But generally we take the refractive index of air as the refractive index of vacuum equal to 1 for simple calculations. To simplify the calculations, we take like that. Is it clear? But refractive index of air is somehow differing from the refractive index of the medium. So you learnt the refractive index of a medium as a ratio of speed of light in vacuum to the speed of light in that medium. You see, This is the ratio of two similar quantities, speed of light. So it has no unit, means there is no unit of refractive index. Now you have to understand how can refractive index will help us to define the optical density. So let us learn. If mu1 and mu2 be the refractive indices of the two media, then you see, for mu2 greater than mu1, medium 1 is said to be rarer than medium 2. What does it mean? If refractive index is less, then the medium is optically rarer. And for mu2 less than mu1, medium 1 is said to be denser than medium 2. Means if refractive index is more, then the optical density will be more. Means if refractive index is more, optical density is said to be more, means the medium is said to be optically denser. If optical density is less, then the medium is said to be optically rarer. So you learned today about the refraction of light and optical density in terms of speed of light in the different media and the refractive index in different media. In the next lecture, you will be learning about relative refractive index and laws of refraction and all. Thank you.